Does boxing work in a street fight? People debate this literally endlessly, right? Online, in gyms, in the comments sections of every video. But we have to challenge this right out of the gate. Why? Because simply asking if it works totally ignores the incredibly chaotic reality of real-world violence. It kind of treats the street like it's just an outdoor boxing ring, and honestly, nothing could be further from the truth.
So, the real question we should be asking means we've got to look at the data. Get this. When it comes to boxing in a street scenario, only about 20% of the art actually keeps you alive. The other 80%, that is exactly what's going to get you severely hurt. You see, a street fight absolutely does not reward the better boxer, it rewards the better decision maker. That is a massive paradigm shift, but it's one we need to firmly establish right now.
Section 1. Ring versus street reality. Boxing was built for a different world.
Now make no mistake, boxing absolutely works. Anyone telling you it doesn't is just speaking pure nonsense. But we have to remember that boxing was meticulously designed for a very highly controlled environment. When you contrast the sterile, predictable ring with the pure chaos of a street fight, the mismatch is instantly obvious. I mean, in the ring, you've got soft gloves. On the street, if you fall, you're hitting solid concrete. In the ring, you're fighting exactly one opponent. On the street, their friends are probably jumping in. You have a referee and predictable distance in the gym versus hidden weapons and complete surprise attacks in reality. The problem isn't the martial art of boxing itself.
The real problem is assuming you're still inside that ring. And that leads to the single biggest mistake trained fighters make, staying in boxing mode. If you watch enough street fight videos, you'll see this super dangerous habit all the time. These highly trained fighters are practically losing before the punches even matter. Why? Because they square up, they bounce on their toes, they start carefully measuring distance, basically expecting both people to fight by a mutual set of rules. Meanwhile, what's the other guy doing? He's looking around for his buddies, he's reaching into his pocket, or he's just waiting for that split second you're distracted.
Section 2. 3 skills for survival. The boxing traits that actually transfer. Okay, so forget the fancy combinations, forget the complex defensive slips and weaves. When you strip it all down, there are exactly 3 boxing skills for survival that actually matter out there. Distance control, composure, and accuracy. These are the core fundamental traits that absolutely seamlessly translate straight from the canvas to the concrete. Let's break those down. Step 1 is distance control. This is simply your ability to dictate how close someone gets to you. Now in the gym, you use this to score points with a slick jab, but out on the street, this skill is utilized primarily to leave. A skilled boxer controls space better than almost anyone else on the planet, and that is your absolute biggest advantage. It empowers you to create the physical space you need to escape the situation entirely.
Moving on to step 2, composure. This is that deeply trained ability to remain perfectly calm under extreme pressure. Think about an untrained person facing a sudden violent threat. Their heart rate instantly spikes to like 180 beats per minute, right? They get severe tunnel vision, total panic sets in, and all rational thought just vanishes. But experienced boxers, they've lived in that intense physical pressure before. That trained calm prevents the panic. It buys you seconds. And in a chaotic street fight, buying just a few seconds of clear decision-making is literally everything.
Finally, step 3 is accuracy. This means ensuring every single movement you make has a specific, defined reason. We've really got to debunk the movie myth here. You know, the idea of just closing your eyes and throwing 20 wild haymakers to save the day. The reality is totally different. Missing a wild punch completely destroys your balance and leaves you incredibly vulnerable. Good boxers almost never waste punches. Precise, purposeful movement is going to matter far, far more than raw knockout power. Section 3. Boxing habits that hurt, when muscle memory becomes a liability.
But here is a super counterintuitive twist for you. Some of the most beautiful, deeply ingrained habits you pick up in a gym, they can actually become massive liabilities out in the real world. Take rolling under punches, for example. Against a single opponent in a ring, it's brilliant. On the street, you are instantly putting your eyes toward the ground, making yourself completely blind to multiple attackers or someone sneaking up behind you. What about those long, dramatic exchanges in the pocket? Terrible idea. The longer you stand there trading blows, the more time there is for something unexpected, like a hidden weapon, to appear. And covering up on the ropes? Well, that's a complete disaster when those quote-unquote ropes are actually brick walls, parked cars, or the pavement. Pinning yourself against them is an absolute worst-case scenario.
Section 4. The real fight is mental. Battles won 30 seconds earlier. Honestly, we need to completely reframe how we think about fighting. The truth is, the physical altercation itself, throwing punches, that's actually the failure state of the conflict. If you were throwing hands, a lot of things have already gone terribly wrong. The real fight starts like 30 seconds prior, right when egos flare up. 20 seconds prior, you've got pre-attack signals and major shifts in body language. 10 seconds prior, their friends are quietly moving into position. By 0 seconds, when that first punch is finally thrown, it's already way too late. Real survival is about reading that body language and getting out of there before your brain starts chasing pride. Those are the real survival tools. It's crazy because boxing gyms almost never teach them.
So let's bring this all together with a quick, rapid-fire conclusion. We have to dismiss these major physical myths of street survival once and for all. What is the real superpower? Well, it's not the jab. The jab is legendary in the ring, sure, but it is not the ultimate survival tool out there on the concrete.
And it's not the hook, either. We really have to let go of these purely physical, technique-driven boxing myths. And it is absolutely 100% not knockout power. Forget that ultimate movie trope entirely. Relying on your ability to deliver some magical one-punch knockout is a fantastic way to end up in the hospital or, honestly, in jail. The absolute most crucial point is this. The real advantage is control. It's the control of distance, just like we talked about. It's the control of your fear, keeping that icy composure. And above all, it's the control of yourself. Because the second you lose that control, your physical technique simply doesn't matter anymore. I want to leave you with this incredibly powerful, memorable thought straight from our source material today. The smartest fighter is usually the one who never has to prove they're won. I want you to really deeply reflect on that. Take a hard look at your own ego. What does true survival actually mean to you?